Hey guys, you're watching Just Hoop Talk podcast on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and to our podcast on all streaming platforms. All right, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Just Hoop Talk. You're with Justin Henry, Will Thompson, and today's guest, we got the man Jackson Rowe in here. Jackson, what's going on with you, man?
I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
Man, living in, it's good. Basketball talk is always a good time, man. And we're going to touch on a few different things here. I want to get the people to know who you are, though, and talk a little bit about your background. So if you could just give us a quick insight as to a little bit about your basketball career, maybe talking all the way up to your level now. I think it'd be good for the people at home to see.
For sure. Started out in Toronto when I was a young kid. Got that opportunity to go play high school in Utah. So I had to take it, get out of Toronto. Went from Toronto to California. Loved the weather out there. I knew I needed to get one scholarship out there. Got that. Played 4 years at Cal State Fullerton. We did make it to March Madness one of the years I was there.
Hey.
Great experience. Yeah, great experience. And then now I just signed my first pro contracts in France, LNB Pro A, the GP Elite, which is like a pretty good contract in my opinion.
Hey, congratulations, my man. And so, yeah, that's a cool experience, man. I want to reverse back though before we get into you playing in France. Talk about that March Madness experience, bro, because that probably was something like that's probably a once in a lifetime experience. I bet, man.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you win your conference and you think you're the big dog, and then you get dropped into the ocean with the Sharks. That's what it felt like. First game we played Purdue, they beat us by I think like 40 points. But I mean, just the experience being in the arena was just unreal.
I bet. Where was the tournament at? Was that the one here in Sacramento?
It was Detroit.
Detroit.
Right. There you go.
There you go. Will, man, do you remember seeing that game?
I don't remember. I want to go back even further. I got a question for you about Canada because you're from Canada. It's interesting the insurgence of basketball players coming from Canada now, man. That's really good to see. There's a lot of players in the NBA now. The Canadian national team is really good. It's getting better every year, man. That's really exciting to see basketball blowing up in Canada.
Right. Yeah. I love to see it too.
Yeah. So
you're a Raptors fan?
I mean, I kind of have to be because I'm from there. And they did win the championship most recently.
Man, so you played there. Obviously, we seen the numbers. You're a big-time scorer there, and taking the journey overseas, man. What's kind of that been like in today's atmosphere? Because it's a little bit different now with COVID hitting and just the changes around the world. What's that experience been like, kind of going from that college to professional atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's now it's the real deal. Now you're playing with grown men, and now you have grown man responsibilities, and so everything falls on you. You're going to be away from home. That whole away from home experience, not having that many people to rely on that's right next to you, and just being able to conquer that is, I think, probably going to be the biggest part in anybody's professional career.
Yeah, that's got to be. I mean, even right now, it's probably keeping in shape to get ready to go to that level too, man. What have you been doing during COVID to stay active and just kind of keeping your mind, your body sharp?
Yeah, I mean, I've been finding I have my brother trains me. He's like a certified personal trainer. I have some guys in Toronto that train me for they have my back and stuff like that. So I know I'm good once I find my guys. But I'm just this whole COVID thing that hit is it's crazy. It just changed the whole game of basketball because now you really got to find out who's really willing to train through all the mess and all the dirty stuff, all the trench work.
Yeah, who's really willing to work, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So my question for you is where do you see yourself? So obviously France is a big step for you. Where's your ultimate goal? Where are you trying to get to? Are you trying to get into the league? Or are you happy with a big contract in Europe? What are you looking for right now?
No, I'm trying to get to the NBA for sure.
Yeah.
There's always been a dream.
Yeah, and I mean that's it's kind of the journey. We've had a few different people that come onto the show. So we've had college, we've had G League, and it's a common theme, man. Of chasing that dream, man. Talk to us a little bit about when you were younger. Obviously being in Canada and seeing the NBA and stuff. Was that part of your dream? Were you really hoping to be an NBA player? Did you love sports? What was it like? Kind of growing up and seeing it from afar, only really having obviously Vancouver Grizzlies, Toronto Raptors in your backyard.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up, I saw Vince Carter. I know I've been to a few games as a kid. I got brought onto the court for like a little kid dunk contest.
Hey.
That whole experience was just like this is crazy. Like this is really like a dream that I really need to pursue. Like even from like a young age, like playing in my driveway and stuff like that, seeing the Raptors on TV, like always wanted to be playing in the NBA. It's just like something I've always wanted.
Dude, and that passion, man, is in Will. I kind of want to talk to you about that too, because I mean, like, you know, it's different. Like out here, obviously, you know, you got all the teams. You know, what do you think for somebody who's trying to go to that next level? Like, what has to be going on to continue to have that push and that drive, man, in order to even get to that stage where you're ready to come to another country and play?
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I think that speaks to the beauty and the love and the passion of the game, right? Like, you're willing to go wherever, play wherever. It doesn't matter. Like, you have that ultimate, kind of that's what I was talking about, like that ultimate goal is to just get to the highest level, man. It's like, as you play more, you start to see like, oh, damn, like I can hang with these dudes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure when you played Purdue, you were like, yo, like, yeah, these dudes are good, but like, kind of feel like, yo, I can play with these guys, man. So that's super cool to see. We love having people on that are just have passion for the game and just going after it, man. Love that stuff.
Right. Sounds like you played.
Yeah.
Professionally. Where'd you play?
I didn't play professionally. I played through college, and then I gave up, man.
It's a grind, man. And I mean, I can only understand the grind right now. Obviously, this is a different type of grind. But things are also changing in the college atmosphere too. And I want to get your opinion on this. Kind of being the guy there in college. They're talking about paying college athletes as professionals now. What are your thoughts on this kind of legalization of being able to monetize your name, your brand while you're in college, especially here in California, where Governor Newsom signed that act or whatever it was into effect?
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of being able to, you know, get what you work for. You know what I mean? Yeah. Instead of having somebody else take advantage of you. So like all the hard work and hours you put in, you don't have to wait 5 years, 6 years to see if it pays off. You get it, like you're big time, you get paid. I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, I think that's something that's slept on too, is like people don't realize at some of the bigger schools and they're in smaller towns, the players are like celebrities, man. Like they could make a bunch of money, whatever they're selling cars or whatever they got to do, doing commercials. Like they're like gods. You go to like Kansas, like Lawrence, Kansas and KU, like those dudes are like, they're the best players in the world as far as they're concerned. So that's really cool that players have that power, you know, over themselves.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I think one of the guys we were mentioning was like Kyle Guy in Virginia. You know, he goes and hits a huge shot, and all the merch is all Kyle Guy stuff, and it's like he wasn't seeing a dime from that, you know? And it's like I think it's cool that the athletes are now able to leverage some of that too, because they become more marketable, you know. And I own a marketing company, so for me to talk about the marketing aspect is super fun, and building the brand. You can invest a little bit more in yourself without having to worry about, like you said, somebody else kind of cashing off your name and brand. What was kind of your vibe when you were out there in Fullerton? Did you have a lot of people that were paying attention to you, or brands that were interested in like wanting to talk to you but couldn't? What was your experience there?
Yeah, I mean, of course, for any D1 athlete who's like considered a star player, they're gonna get that type of attention. Like me personally, I'm not really big on the fame aspect of it. I kind of like to stay low key, but I can easily see how my teammates who are like fans love them, like they're getting invites to boosters' houses and like stuff like that. It's like you really could have benefited more from it if you really wanted to. And it's just giving the young the opportunity to have a chance at the real world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's something that like I noticed too, is like you don't realize a lot of these dudes are like struggling, man. Like they don't have, like you're not getting money, like even though you're traveling all over playing basketball, like sometimes you're like, yo, I'm hungry and I don't have money for food. Like
starving at night.
Crazy.
Well, and that's probably going to change now for you going to play professionally and be on a contract and be with a team, man. How hype are you for this France opportunity, man?
I'm hyped to play. I'm just hyped to get out on the court. It's been so long since I played like 5-on-5 with like really professional guys on the court. So I'm excited to see what the play is like and what it's like out there in Europe.
Yeah, to bring a different level of competition. I think everybody's kind of going through like different experiences, like with what is it going to be like 5-on-5? When are things going to get back to normal? have you heard any updates about like when the season is expected to start? Or are you preparing specifically for it to start at a certain period of time?
August 18th is my start date for our first game. It's for sure going to be going like there's nothing that's saying that there might be a chance. There's a 100% chance the season's going to start then. And so I should be heading out to France in like a week, maybe.
Wow.
Later.
Are they doing fans or no fans?
No fans.
No fans? Okay.
Totally different experience. It's kind of like the bubble, man. Like it's weird watching it. It's fun. It's fun though because you can kind of get a different sense like of what's going on the court. I really like the setup of the bubble. I hope it wouldn't be a permanent thing, but I think they did the best with what they could. What are your thoughts on the NBA bubble as it is right now?
I mean, I'm grateful that they even had such organization to have those people come to Florida and like at least have us to watch something, as opposed to them completely canceling the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just glad there's basketball on TV.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not perfect, it's not ideal, but hey, we'll take it, man. Like we've all been in like AAU tournaments or like summer league tournaments with an empty gym, and like once you're on the court, you don't even notice the fact that there's no fans. You're just playing, right? But
exactly.
Yeah, and for you, like how will you feel? I know you said you're not really chasing the fame or stardom or anything like that, but being on a court, you know, with fans, especially somebody who's been in March Madness and you've been in that atmosphere and going to another country, you'll be playing in front of no fans. Like, talk to me. Do you think that will affect your game? Is that something that you think about mentally or when you prepare yourself? Like, what are your thoughts on playing in a stadium with no fans?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I would prefer to play with fans just because, like, you know, when you hit a shot and everybody's going crazy, it kind of up your energy. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't notice the fans or something like that. Like you could feel the good energy from the fans, that's for sure. But I mean, I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna play bad and it's the fans' fault. You know what I mean? I still like this, like I was saying earlier, like you got responsibilities now as a pro. You got to step up. Yeah.
And this is something that's also, you know, when you hit the professional level, it goes from, hey, you know, I'm a college athlete, I'm playing to have fun, or I've been in through the AAU circuit, or I played in high school, and now it starts to become a little bit more of a business. We're talking college athletes monetizing their brand and social media platforms and things like that. And now it's starting to become a business side to it as well. What are your thoughts? Do you view this as still like, oh, it's still a game, I like to play it? Or you starting to come along and say, you know what, this is my career, this is a business aspect. Like, where are you at mentally when it comes to play versus work?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always, as long as I'm having fun and like I'm able to take care of my family, that's the only thing I care about at the end of the day. Like, I don't want to be in a place that's only going to pay me like crumbs and stuff that I can't support my family. So, I mean, if I'm happy and I'm able to support them, everything else doesn't really matter where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Facts. And, you know, these guys are kind of away from their families right now, right? In the bubble. We were just talking a little bit about the different struggles that obviously go through into playing without fans. What about playing in another country? Because obviously you're going to have, you know, you have your family here in Canada. You played in California, which is somewhat closer. What are your thoughts on playing overseas in a city? I don't know if you're familiar with France or, you know, your area, if you've been there, you traveled and experienced it, but what are your thoughts on kind of playing overseas without all of your family and friends there to watch?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough, but the upside is like I have been playing basketball like away from family since I was 16. When I went to earlier, I went to Utah when I was 16. I was away from my family then, so at this point I'm used to it. But for the people who are like just moving out to their first, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. The first year is always like the hardest year for sure.
You'll be ready, man. So I want to get your thoughts a little bit on this NBA bubble, the playoffs. We talk obviously a lot about, you know, the conference standings and where we think teams are going. And I want to get advice from, not advice, but just your opinion on it. Who do you like in this bubble, in this tournament format? Who do you think has the edge, at least to get into the NBA finals, to get in that ring?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's looking like Lakers they have like a really solid team. They have guys in the back, but one team I don't want anybody to sleep on is the Mavericks.
Ooh, yeah.
Mavericks, I feel like they got some sleepers. They got guys that are tough to guard. So, I mean, we'll see. It's hard to say.
Dude, another team that people are sleeping on too is the Raptors, bro. I think a lot of people sleep on the Raptors. I know you got a take or inside info on the Raptors, being that you're in Canada right now. What do you think about them? What do you think about their chances?
I like the Raptors just because they don't rely heavily on one player. They're a team, and that's obviously like that helped them a lot last year when they won the championship. I mean, we did why, but we have guys who can step up. Siakam, Van Fleet. We have guys who are ready to go, ready to shoot that thing.
Yeah, man. You a big Drake fan too?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I get that all the time. Like, oh, Drake, Toronto. Speaking of Toronto, though, I know Toronto's obviously been a hub. There's been a lot of people coming out of Canada, specifically players, over the last recent years. Who's your favorite player to come out of Canada that's came out at least recently or maybe ever?
Yeah, I'd say Shy, Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
Dude, he's dope.
Yeah.
He's dope. You think he's got what it takes to be like that Russell Westbrook, that next superstar?
I think maybe not like Russell Westbrook, but definitely a superstar in the league, no doubt. No doubt.
That's dope.
All right, man. Well, for you, is there anything else that you want to get off your chest? I think we want to start giving out a little bit of time to our guests, and if there's 30 seconds of something that on your mind, whether it's controversial, not controversial, just something that you want to talk about specifically, this is your floor to do so.
I appreciate that. I just wanted to say something about Black Lives Matter. I think that it's really important that all the Black people, everybody, all the races, everybody is sticking together right now. Obviously, there's a lot of police brutality and a lot of racism going around, and it's being exposed, especially for like the younger people, the players. And all I'm saying is like these people are your brothers at the end of the day. Like we all came from the same place. We all just moved out. That doesn't make anybody better or less than anybody else. So I just want to say like everybody should love each other. Everybody should squash all the beef that they've had in the past and just keep positive vibes. That's all I'm saying.
I love it, bro.
Man, I love everything about that, man. Where can the people find you at, Jackson?
Find me on Instagram, find me on Twitter, Jackson Raw. And yeah, man, just tune in.
Absolutely. Well, Jackson, man, we appreciate you telling us your journey, man, and putting your thoughts on college, overseas play, NBA stuff, man. And we're definitely looking forward. We're going to have to get a pulse check with you here in a few months, man, in France, man.
France, bro. We got to get you live from France, dude.
You guys gotta come out to France.
Dude, what's up? You just got to tell us where to be at. Hey, once the travel restrictions are done, man, who knows how long this thing's going to last.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
All right, Jackson, take it easy, my man.
All right, bro. Thank you.
All right. And that does it for another episode of Just Hoop Talk. Make sure to follow along on YouTube and all streaming platforms. Just Hoop Talk, another edition in the books. We're out.
Peace.
For more NBA, college, and hoops coverage, be sure to subscribe to Just Hoop Talk podcast on YouTube and all streaming platforms.